Hey everyone. So what's the one thing that truly separates a good product from a great one? I mean a truly legendary one. It's not the tech. It's not even all the fancy features. It's empathy. Today, we're going to break down that very first and honestly most crucial step in design thinking.
We've all been there, right? You build something that's technically brilliant, you pour your heart and soul into it, you launch it, and crickets. It's so frustrating. And why does that happen? Because so often we end up building what we think people need, not what they actually need.
And this is the answer. Empathy. It's not just some soft skill or a buzzword. In design thinking, it is the bedrock. It's the concrete foundation that everything else gets built on. And if you don't have it, the whole thing is just going to be wobbly. So if empathy is our foundation, how do we actually start building with it? This isn't about guessing or just, being a nice person. It's a whole mindset, a deliberate process that kicks off with one core idea.
It's called human-centered design for a reason. It means that before we write a single line of code, before we sketch a single wireframe, before we even brainstorm one feature, our entire focus has to be on the human beings we're designing for. Their world, their needs, their challenges, that's our ground zero.
Now, this intense focus on people, it has a name in the formal design thinking process: empathize. And I want you to think of yourself as a detective here. Your job is to set aside every single assumption you have, step completely into your user's world, and try to see things through their eyes. And listen, this is a really crucial distinction. The goal is not to pretend you are the user. You can't be. You have your own biases and experiences. The goal is to develop a deep, genuine understanding of their world, what motivates them, what frustrates them, what their reality is actually like. Okay, so where does this whole journey of understanding even begin? Well, before we can solve anything, we have to really grasp the full landscape of the issue. The very first move is to define exactly what it is we're looking at. And the key thing you create in this understand phase is something called a problem statement. Now, this isn't your solution, not at all. It's a crystal clear, super focused definition of the user's problem that your whole team can look at and say, yep, that's what we're solving. Getting this right is everything. This means we have to look past the surface level stuff. You know the old saying, a user might say they want a faster horse, but their real underlying requirement is just to get from point A to point B more efficiently. Our job as designers and builders is to uncover that deeper need, the one they might not even know how to ask for. So how do we dig for that hidden truth? It's not about mind reading, I promise. It's about asking the right questions in the right way. Let's look at a couple of simple but really powerful tools that design thinkers use to get right to the heart of any problem. We're going to focus on two incredibly effective questioning techniques that you can literally start using today. Okay, first up is the 5W plus H framework. You know this one: who, what, when, where, why, and how. This just helps you map out the whole context of the problem. But to find the root cause, you use the 5 whys. It's brilliant. So let's say the user isn't using our new feature. Okay, why? Because it's confusing. Why is it confusing? Because the label is unclear. You just keep digging like that, and by that 5th why, you've usually gone from a surface-level symptom to the real, actionable problem.
So you've done all this digging, you've asked all these questions. What's the actual payoff? What does this whole empathy-first approach really get you and your project? Well, the results are pretty much game-changing.
Here's the payoff right here. First, you uncover what the user really requires, not just what they say they want. Second, you can keep sharpening and refining what the problem actually is. And third, and this might be the most critical part, you get your entire team aligned and aiming at the exact same target. No more building in 5 different directions. And that brings us completely full circle. By starting with empathy, by truly understanding the user and their world, you basically guarantee that all the amazing hard work you do next is focused on solving a problem that actually matters to someone.
So I'll leave you with a little challenge. Think about a project you're working on right now. Before you jump to the next feature or the next solution, just stop and ask yourself, what is the one problem that you need to truly understand first?